Good morning, everybody, and happy Christmas morning. Sitting out here on the porch with a good hot cup of coffee, and it's very quiet in the neighborhood right now. We don't have a lot of kids out here like we used to have, and so all the houses still look dark and kind of quiet. But in the stillness of the morning out here, I want to share a very brief snippet from Magnificat. This is the book that I most often use for morning and evening prayer, morning and evening devotion. Sometimes I use the Book of Common Prayer, and sometimes I pray an Anglican rosary, and sometimes I just pray from my heart to the Lord. But this is my go-to book, and there was a particularly good devotional piece in yesterday's evening prayer section, and it was a letter. I want to share a letter with you that was written in 1944 by Father Alphonse Maria Wachmann, who was a German priest who was taken excuse me, it's still early and it's cold out here on the porch. Father Wachmann was taken prisoner by the German Nazis in 1943, and they sentenced him to death. And he wrote a letter from prison to his sister Maria at Christmas time. And I know at Christmas time, some of you have the idyllic situation of all families together and being together, and a lot of us have that idyllic memory. We don't have that anymore. I would say for a lot of people, the idyllic Christmas is a memory from the past, and circumstances of life and sometimes aging put us in situations where that's not a possibility anymore. And it makes a lot of people sad. But I want to share his letter, his Christmas letter to his sister Maria in 1944 from a German prison. He entitled his letter, "The Lord is with you." He writes to Maria and says, "I have a great anxiety about how you will spend Christmas Eve. At Christmas time in 1897, we lost our father, and it was at Christmas 2 years ago that God called our beloved mother. This year, you've been deprived of your brother, who among all people on earth has loved only you and who now reverences you. For me, the frame of the festival is clearly defined, the walls of my prison cell. Never have I knelt at the manger in such poverty as I do now. Everything has been taken away from me, my home, my honor, and my life. So I want to kneel at the manger of him who had no place to lay his head, who as a friend of his people was condemned to death, who poured out his blood like a libation in sacrifice for the salvation of his people and the entire world. As gifts, I bear to the manger hunger and cold, loneliness and forlornness. Shining chains are my only ornament. I want to give my life, previously placed in the service of the King of Christmas, to him who saved me with his precious blood. With copious tears of penitence, I want to wash away everything that has turned to guilt and remorse in me. It is in this spirit that I am going to make my pilgrimage to the manger. I hope through grace to celebrate Christmas deep within my heart and my mind as never before in my life. No gift, no festive meal will distract me. No candle will gleam, no fir tree will emit its fragrance. But the infant Jesus in the Eucharist will, as a glorious reality of Christmas, irradiate me with eternal light and fill me with the warmth of compassionate love. I shall recite the breviary so slowly, so inwardly that I shall taste the sweetness of every word. I shall say many prayers of the rosary and read the Holy Scriptures. In this way, I hope the peace of Christ will be my portion and His grace will be my glory. I am without any bitterness. I bear everything with the patience that only Christ gives. I hope that my prayer and the prayers of so many others will be heard, and I hope that I may at some time intone the Gloria at the altar once more. I wish you the grace of Christ so that you may, with strength and love, drink with me the myrrh that God's love offers us this year. Be assured that I am always with you and implore God hour by hour to reward you bounteously for everything that you have done and borne for me in loyalty and love. You are the only human being who has never for 1 second failed me, and so rich blessings on your heart. The thorny crown of sorrow entwines our hearts inextricably. Father Alphonse Maria Waxman, from a German prison in 1944. Count your blessings and name them one by one. Merry Christmas, even if it's only in your heart.